Hello students, I am very happy to interact with you. I thank my Almighty God for this wonderful opportunity. I hope you all good in health. God will protect us from all harms and dangers. Be obedient to your parents, eat healthy food, set aside enough time to study. Keep yourself healthy. Our school has started online classes. This is my first video. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of the wisdom. With this thought, I am going to start my online teaching. To begin this, we will start from lesson 1, Object Oriented Programming Language. This lesson is covered by these contents. There are Introduction of Object Oriented Programming Language, Evolution of Software, Programming Paradigms, Basic concepts of object-oriented programming language, advantages and disadvantages of object-oriented programming language. In this video, you are going to learn about introduction of object-oriented programming language and evolution of software. First, we will see the introduction of object-oriented programming language. With the rapidly changing world and the highly competitive and versatile nature of industry, the operations are becoming more and more complex. In view of the increasing complexity of software systems, the software industry and software engineers continuously look for the new approaches of software design and development. The increased complexity had become the chief problem with computer programs in traditional languages. Large programs, because of this complexity, are more prone to errors, and software errors can be expensive and even life-threatening. The most adopted and popular programming approach, structured programming approach, failed to show the desired result in terms of bug-free, easy to maintain and reusable programs. To avoid this complexity, the latest programming approach, object-oriented programming, offers a new and powerful way to cope with this complexity. So its goal is clearer, more reliable and easily maintained language. In this chapter, introduces general object-oriented programming concepts that the traditional languages like C, Pascal, COBOL and BASIC. Now we will see about the evolution of software. It means a program serves the purpose of commanding the computer. Command means computing. In computing, a command is a directive to a computer program to perform a specific task. The next one is the efficiency and usefulness of a program depends not only on proper use of commands but also on the programming languages. It depends not only the commands but also depends on the programming languages. What is the programming languages? A programming language is a formal language comprising a set of instructions that produce various kinds of output. The programming languages are classified into two types. One is low level language, another one is high level language. Low level language also divided into two types. One is machine language, another one is assembly language. High level languages are divided into three types. One is third generation language, another one is fourth generation language, and next one is fifth generation language. So machine language also known as first generation language. Assembly language are also known as second generation language. So these two languages are comes under the low level language. These three languages comes under the high level languages. So this is about programming language. We will see one by one. Here, programming language generations. Computer programming started with instructions being typed in binary format. So binary format means zeros and ones. It's called machine oriented language, and it evolved into today's sophisticated programming language. It means A high level language. High level language means human understandable language that offer many features to make our task much easier and effective. According to this, languages are classified into 5 types: first generation language, second generation language, third generation language, fourth generation language, and fifth generation language. First, we will start with first generation programming language. A first generation programming language is a machine level programming language. It consists of zeros and ones. The main benefit of programming in a first generation programming language is that code a user writes can very fast and efficiently since it is directly executed by the CPU, but machine language is somewhat more difficult to learn than higher generation programming languages, and it is somewhat more difficult to debug and edit it errors occur. Originally, no translator software such as compiler or interpreter was used to compile or assemble the first generation language. Next one is second generation programming language, 2GL. A second generation language is a term usually used to restore some form of assembly language. Assembly language may also be called symbolic machine code. In computer programming, assembly language, often abbreviated ASM, is any low-level programming language in which there is a very strong correspondence between the instructions in the language and the architecture's machine code instructions. It can actually be read and written fairly easily by a human as it uses mnemonics to specify instructions. Mnemonics means instructions in assembly language are generally very simple, unlike those in high-level languages. Generally, a mnemonics is a symbolic name for a single executable machine language instruction, and there is at least one opcode mnemonic defined for each machine language instructions. For example, add means addition, sub means subtraction. Likewise, it requires some translation. The translator that does so is known as assembler. So what is an assembler? An assembler is a program that converts assembly language into machine language. Machine language means that is zeros and ones. It takes the basic commands and operations from assembly code and converts them into binary code that can be recognized by the specific type of processor. Binary code means zeros and ones. However, the language is still specific to and independent on a specific processor and environment and is difficult to use effectively to write large applications. Now let's see about third generation programming language, 3GL. A third generation language is a programming language designed to be easier for a human to understand. It means using normal language like words such as if, repeat, while, etc. Next one is most modern languages are also third generation languages. For example, C, C++, Java. These languages are considered as a modern generation languages. Next one is compilers and interpreters are two such software that convert 3GL program into machine language. So compiler and interpreter, these are considered as the translators. These translators used to convert the third generation language into machine language. Machine language is zeros and ones. Now let's see fourth generation programming language, 4GL. First point is 4GLs are non-procedural in nature. It means 4GL is designed to be closer to natural languages than a third generation languages. That is, programmers have just to specify what is required rather than how it is to be done, which is done in case of third generation languages. Next one is languages for accessing database are often described as 4GLs. For example, SQL. This language used to access the database. All 4GLs are designed to reduce effort and the time and the cost. So all 4GL are designed to reduce programming effort, the time it takes to develop software and the cost of software development. This is about 4th generation programming language. Okay children, it's time to end this session. In this video you learned about evolution of software and the types of programming language generations. First generation programming language, second generation programming language, third generation programming language, fourth generation programming language and fifth generation programming language. Now let's see some recapitulation questions from this video. What are the two major types of programming languages? That is low level language and high level language. The second question is, write a short note on the programming in low level languages. The answer is, low level language or machine language and assembly language are more close to the machine, as these are machine oriented and require extensive knowledge of computer circuitry. Third question is, write a short note on a programming in high level language. High level language are more close to the programmer, as these offer English like keywords and programming constructs. And the fourth question is, why is it easier to program with high level language? Why are high level language considered close to the programmer? And can you give examples of programming languages belonging to each generations? You have to write your own answers for these two question answers, and then you have to copy down these 5 question answers in your classwork. If you don't have classwork means you have to copy down in your practice note. Practice note means rough notes. And then take the photocopy of your practice note pages and submit the pages to this website classroom.google.com or download Google Classroom from Play Store. After you download it, just open the Google Classroom. In the right corner of the Google Classroom you can see one symbol, that is plus symbol. Click the symbol. That time you can see two options. One is join class, another one is create class. You click join class. When you click join class, it will ask the class code. Type the class code UY64ZIG. This is your class code. Type this class code and then click join. When you click join, you can enter into your classroom 9th B1. Here you can see my first assignment for lesson 1. Click on this assignment. That time you directly accessed by the another page. Here you can see your work. If you use laptop or desktop means you can see the your work option in the right corner of the screen. If you use mobile phone means you can see this your work as the bottom of the screen. So you just go to your work. Here you can see two options, add or create and mark as done. You have to click add or create. When you click add or create, you can see these 6 options. Here you have to choose file. You have to choose file. When you choose file, you can directly connect it with your gallery. There your photocopy of your classwork you can see. You just attach that photocopies in the file option. When you attach your classwork pages, after you attached, you can see this option turn in. So to submit, you have to click turn in option. This is the process to submit your classwork. In your classroom, you can see my resources as well as you can submit your classwork. Thank you children.